A man can be more spiritual than a woman, and vice versa. It depends. It depends on what the person does. If the status quo of a man is that he is animalistic and the woman is animalistic. If she prays and she protects herself and follows what Hashem says, and he doesn't, then obviously she'll be much more spiritual than him. If he does and she doesn't, obviously he'll be much more spiritual than her. So it's not necessarily just a by default they're all more spiritual. There are plenty of women that unfortunately in the world today that I know that have zero spirituality in them because they've ruined it. And there's plenty of guys that have a lot of spirituality even though they didn't have in the past. So it all depends on the effort of the person. The opportunities that a man has versus a woman are very different as far as how a man is going to attain spirituality versus how a woman's going to attain spirituality. Their roads are slightly different, but they can both reach extraordinary highs to the extent where both of them, even in this generation, both men and women can reach a level of Ruach HaKodesh. Ruach HaKodesh is, in a simple way, is practically knowing the future, knowing what Hashem is thinking to a certain extent. That's how much knowledge and spiritual elevation a person can reach in this world today, whether man or woman. There are women that lived just literally maybe 30 years ago, 25 years ago. There's a woman in Eretz Yisrael. She had Ruach HaKodesh. She had Ruach HaKodesh. Rav Sharabi alav shalom. When she died, he already knew. He says, "Oh, I see Chizkiyahu HaMelech. Chizkiyahu HaMelech is taking her to Shamayim. Please," he asked his students, "Please do me a favor. When you bury me, make sure my grave is close to hers, wherever hers is." Rav Sharab, one of the Gedolei Hador, one of the biggest rabbis in the world. So I want to make sure. Why? She has Ruach HaKodesh. She was somebody special. People that were tzaddikim would go to her for advice. So there are certain women that are very, very special. But the same thing goes with men. It's much more common with men simply because more men study Torah than women that elevate themselves. Many women take for granted their spirituality and they don't take advantage of it. So they'll read Tehillim only once in a while. They'll uplift themselves only once in a while. They'll have to have like a special challah event or a special shiur event that they'll do, and it's good, but it's not often enough. Whereas the typical man that's trying to serve Hashem is going to work on it every day. So if he's working on it every day while she's only working on it, let's say once a week, naturally he'll be much higher than her. On the other hand, if she's working on it every day by trying to connect everything to Hashem every day, she doesn't have to learn Torah every day. She just needs to connect everything to Hashem, then she could be very high. Either way, it all depends on the effort of the person. But every single person in the world today can reach a level that's beyond their imagination. A pleasure that's beyond their imagination also.